Welcome to Songwriters at Play. Highlights from the live music showcases held all over the Central Coast. Local songwriter Derek Sin plays our showcases often as he's preparing for his spot in this year's Live Oak Music Festival, coming up this Father's Day weekend. And Derek kicks off our radio show this week, followed by a visitor from Tacoma, Washington, Kai Alfred Hillig.
I'm going to play a song that I was walking out the door and my wife said, "What are you going to play tonight?" And I said, "I think I might play Mahogany Trees." And she said, "That's my least favorite song of yours." So, yeah. Well, I'm sickened by the rampant deforestation of old-growth mahogany trees. This decimation of the Amazon basin brings this land steward to his knees. And this has gone too far. This has gone too far. I sing on my mahogany guitar. And I'm sickened by the rampant overfishing of gastropods and bivalves. Out of sight, out of mind, but when I scuba dive, there's not a shell to find. And this has gone too far. Yeah, this has gone too far. I sing on my pearl inlaid guitar. Let's find the ones responsible and jail the ones responsible and put them on display for all the world to see. Culpability. And I'm sickened by the callous, brazen poaching of elephants in Botswana for tusks. They ship them to the Far East and carve them into figurines, and if it is to stop, it's up to us. 'Cause this has gone too far. Yeah, this has gone too far. I sing on my ivory nut guitar. Let's find the ones responsible and jail the ones responsible and put them on display for all the world to see. Culpability. And the authorities came to my door and they told me what they had a warrant for. Well, I told them my mahogany was harvested sustainably. Well, I even showed them the certificate of authenticity. They just laughed hysterically and put me on display for all the world to see. Culpability.
Our next performer has 3 names, so you know he's got to be really, really good. Kai Alfred Hillig. How about a big hand for him?
Thank you.
Thought that you could hide your love away up in the attic in some darkened space, but it's your eyes that tell the truth. They say the things that you don't want them to announce. Up to the hillside where you led me, dear, promising you would leave me here. I see the gallows, but where's the noose? How your heart got away from you. Scattering birds when we embrace out from the cage to some higher space, and you can shoot them from heaven for the wings that grew, but you can't run away from what's after you. And now it's up to the hillside where you led me, dear, promising you would leave me here. I see the gallows, but where's the noose? How your heart got away from you. Through the garden like unwanted weeds, or against the odds, against a decree. But I ain't afraid when I hold your face. There's a light so bright that I can't turn away. And now it's up to the hillside where you led me, dear, promising you would leave me here. I see the gallows, but where's the noose? How your heart got away from you, son. How your heart got away from you, son. How your heart got away from you, son. How your heart got away from you. It's so hard to pick up the phone, but I need to call my son again and tell him he still has a home, as long as he don't bring that hell with him. I'm still his father, he's still my son. His poor mother, she don't believe that he's gone. For a while he could stay with his aunt until she came home to empty rooms. And now she said don't say he can't. And now I don't really know what else to do. I'm still his father, he's still my son. His poor mother, she don't believe that he's gone. And when he was a kid he would laugh, but now he just sits in his darkened room. I tell him we should go for a drive, but he says he's got something else to do. I'm still his father, he's still my son. His poor mother, she don't believe that he's gone. Now nobody's seen him in weeks, and the police all say we'll be the first they call. And every single day stretches on, and my wife breaks down in the upstairs hall. I'm still his father, he's still my son. His poor mother, she don't believe that he's gone. Now they're filing into the church, and they're peering down at his sunken face. But the tombstone don't make the man, and that's not how I choose to remember him. I'm still his father, he's still my son. His poor mother, she don't believe that he's gone. This old park bench that I'm sitting on is so much lonelier since you've been gone. And I'm saving a spot for somebody new. And it's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two. It's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two. A telephone is a dusty machine, 'cause someone has to call if it's ever to ring. And it's a testament to an ugly truth. And it's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two. It's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two. And in tandem, it's an easier ride. Someone helps pedal when you're tired of life. It's all uphill now and I can't get home. This world's much harder alone. Making love and nobody is there. I keep on dreaming back to some beautiful affair. And it's getting harder to imagine it's you. And it's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two. It's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two. Eating dinner in a restaurant, and I can't digest the food I bought. And a couple is feeding each other in the next booth. And it's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two. It's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two. And then tandem, it's an easier ride. Someone helps pedal when you're tired of life. It's all uphill now and I can't get home. This world's much harder alone. It's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two. It's a world, it's a world, it's a world built for two.
What a great set. Kai Alfred Hillig.
We opened that set with 2 songs by local musician Derek Sin, then 3 songs by Kai Alfred Hillig of Tacoma, Washington. They played our showcase on March 26, 2015 at Shell Cafe in Pismo Beach, California. Derek returns to the lineup on Sunday, May 17th at Sculptera Winery in Paso Robles, and Monday, May 18th at Bang the Drum Brewery in San Luis Obispo. Did I mention that these shows are free? Well, this and all the other details are posted at songwritersatplay.com. Coming up next, ukulele ballads from Irene Espiritu on Songwriters at Play. Brought to you in part by Central Coast Music, celebrating 25 years in Morro Bay and still matching or beating online prices. And McPhee's Grill, 20 years in Templeton, now open at historic Sebastian's across from Hearst Castle. And by the Singing Dentist, Dr. Brian Hanratty in Pismo Beach.
Hi, Ian McPhee here. It has been 20 years since we opened McPhee's Grill in Templeton. As we look forward to another 20, I would like to thank all of our customers for their lasting support. Now for something new. Visit us at historic Sebastian's in beautiful San Simeon, located across Highway 1 from the entrance to Hearst Castle. Come join us by the beach for local grass-fed Hearst Ranch beef burgers, grilled fresh fish, deli sandwiches, and salads. Every Tuesday through Sunday, 11:30 to 4.
McPhee's Grill, across from the grain elevator in picturesque downtown Templeton, and now at the beach, across the street from Hearst Castle at historic Sebastian's.
Welcome back to Songwriters at Play. Stompin', swayin', timeless Americana is the very short bio of Irene Espiritu. She was born in the Philippines and moved to the United States at 10 years old. Irene was influenced by listening to Alan Lomax's legendary field recordings from the Library of Congress. And now she's on the road performing her new original folk songs. Now here's our field recording from March 26, 2015 at Shell Cafe in Pismo Beach, California.
There is a ukulele craze going on in this country, ladies and gentlemen. They are taking over. I went up to Santa Cruz. My wife is an aspiring ukuleleist, so we went up to see this guy named Jake Shimabukuro. Ever heard of him? Like a rock star on the ukulele. And the same could be said of our next performer here, just rocking out on her ukulele. She's touring all over the place. I've seen her Facebook postings from over in Europe. She's done tours over there and up and down the coast here. It's wonderful she decided to drop by and visit our showcase. This is Irene Espiritu.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Steve, for always welcoming me whenever I'm passing through. This is called Fortune Lady. Oh, Fortune Lady, please read the stars to me. In the coming years, what do they say? I need a reason to wake each morning, something to end my crying days. Oh, don't you worry, not long you marry a handsome man with dark curly hair. You'll build a house far in green country, and all your troubles, they'll fade away. Fortune lady, It's been many years since I've returned, and all my children, they're old and married. My handsome man just passed away. No need to worry, the wind will carry your handsome man back to your door, and all your pain, sadness and sorrows, soon they will all be swept away. Oh, fortune lady, please read the stars to me. My remaining years, what do they say? I need a reason to wake each morning, something to end my crying days, something to end my lonely days. Thank you. I'll do this song. It's called Wide Open, and it's about a young couple who live in this small town, and they decide to venture off into the great wide open, and the whole town gathers around and wishes them farewell and all the best wishes. Goodbye, mother. Goodbye, father. Pack my bags, I'm ready to go. Gonna meet my baby at the barnyard station. Horses waiting, ready to go to the wide open, to the wide open. Friends and neighbors gathered round us. Thank you for your good luck charms, armed with purpose and your support. Stuffed our pockets full of hope to the wide open, to the wide open. Goodbye, mother. Goodbye, father. Pack my bags, I'm ready to go. Why don't you worry, 'cause in this journey all our dreams will unfold. We're gonna ride, we're gonna roll, gonna find that golden brick road. We're gonna rock, we're gonna roll to the wide open, to the wide open, yeah, to the wide open. Well, take it to the wide open. Take it to the wide, take it to the wide open. Come on with me. Wide, wide, oh wide. Get up in the morning, get up on your horses, get into the train, get into the wide, get into the wide, wide, ooh, wide open. I just got back from the Philippines 2 weeks ago to visit my grandma. She got her 90th birthday celebration, and it was a huge reunion, and this song was inspired by that. This is called Down at the Old Folks' Home. This is a new song. Down at the old folks' home, the days they fly, the days can get long. A wrinkle is a time, a story to be told over at the old folks home. There's a distant look in her eye, reaching out to faces, places past, those that come and gone before. Sometimes a tear, sometimes a laughter, down at the old folks home. The days they fly, the days can get long. A wrinkle is a time, a story to be told over at the old folks home. Hang on to your mother's hand, hold it tight while you can. She may smile and still know your name. Soon her memories, they'll fade away. Play that music from their youth, let them sway along with the tunes. Back when the future was too vast to hold, now the future is here or tomorrow. Down at the old folks home, the days they fly, the days can get long. A wrinkle is a time, a story to be told over at the old folks home. Over at the old folks home. The spell has not been broken, the haze still lingers on. So I set out on the road, searching for the one who knows the cure. From the desert of Las Vegas, I passed through Silver Lake. The Central Coast is calling, for I hit my San Francisco Bay. The city used to be my lost and found, but when I reached my hometown, the shops changed all their names, and the birds in every tree I pass have new songs that they play. Nothing ever really stays the same. And then I hear a band, they start to play. It was only rock and roll, only rock and roll, only rock and roll that brought me back. solutions. I must have tried them all, but nothing can take away the gray that loomed over my head. I know what it takes to make it rain. And then I hear that band, they start to play. Hey, it was only rock and roll, only rock and roll, only rock and roll that brought me back. Only rock and roll, only rock and roll. It was only rock and roll that brought me back, brought me back. Hey. Thank you very much.
You just heard Irene Espiritu, alternating between guitar and ukulele on her original songs. Touring musicians drop by from all over the place on March 26, 2015 at Shell Cafe in Pismo Beach, where you can catch us every Thursday. And we'll be celebrating 2 years worth of Thursdays at Shell Cafe with a special Bob Dylan tribute on June 4th. Sign up for our email alerts at songwritersatplay.com and we'll be sure to remind you. Next up, a real treat as Amber Cross closes out the show. Next on Songwriters at Play. Looking for a way to surprise the musician or aspiring musician in your family? Let us count the ways you can do that at Central Coast Music.
1.
Have you thought about a Central Coast Music gift certificate to help your favorite musician get their favorite instrument repaired?
2.
How about vocal lessons? A treat for you and everyone's ears around you.
I'm in the mood for love.
It's all possible with everybody's favorite vocal coach, J.P. Maddox at Central Coast Music.
3.
Or surprise your up-and-coming voice contestant with a vocal lessons gift certificate.
I'm a fan of your work. I'm going to buy your record on iTunes.
Central Coast Music, Morro Bay's Business of the Year, and a cool place to hang out because the owner, Eddie Van Frawley, is just so darn cool. Hey, do we mention you can buy, sell, and swap at Central Coast Music? It's true. Welcome back to Songwriters at Play. Highlights from the live music showcases held all over the Central Coast of California. Remember the good old Slowdown Pub in Arroyo Grande? Well, that was our Thursday night venue for a while, but that place closed about 2 years ago. And that's when we moved over to Shell Cafe in Pismo Beach, with help from Madeline Royal of Love Live Music. Amber Cross played to some big crowds at Slowdown Pub, and she continues to be a big draw to our showcases at Shell Cafe. And we featured Amber last March 26th.
Mama's coming down the hall in her fuzzy slippers. She's on the lookout for a cup of tea she swears she made. Dad's been up and out since 4 this morning. He tried to lay back down, but the quiet woke him up again. Oh, the kids we raised became our pride and joy, love. And for 18 years, our lives were not our own. Tell me again, just why are we still together? Lying next to you, I never felt so alone. At the foot of the stairs, they hear the echoes of the children that they raised up, gone and grown. Out of the stillness comes a question, begs an answer. With just you and I, will this house still be a home? Oh, let's go back to when you and I were young, love. What would we ever do to pass away the time? It had something to do with sunshine on a dewdrop meadow, going walking and talking with the apple of my eye. And at the foot of the stairs, there the echoes of the children that they raised up, gone and grown. Out of the stillness comes a question, begs an answer. With just you and I, will this house still be a home? Oh, I swear you ain't the one I said my vows to, but you do look like someone I used to know. After all these years, is there nothing left to hold on to? Tell me again, just what are we fighting for? Well, I'm fighting for my sweetheart, sunny day darling. And I'm fighting for my lover and my friends. And after all these years, I'll find an answer. And after all these years, after all these years, after all these years, I know we'll find the love again. And at the foot of the stairs, they hear the echoes of the children that they raised up, gone and grown. Out of the stillness comes a question, begs an answer. With just you and I, will this house still be a home? With just you and I, will this house still be a home? I mentioned that I had grown up in Maine, and besides lobsters, the biggest crop in Maine, there we go, it's blueberries. They're not the berries that you, like the kind that you'd buy in a little container and eat. Most of them from up there are the pie berries. They're kind of a smaller little berry. They truck them and then they flash freeze them. If you grew up in Maine, you grew up raking blueberries in August. My dad was a foreman of a blueberry field, so my brother and I grew up bopping around in the blueberry fields, and when we get old enough, we would have to rake the berries, which is good money if you get good at it. It's torturous work. You got to get up at 4. It's going to be hot and humid all day, and you go out to the fields, and you've got this thing that kind of looks like a dustpan with the reverted handle on it, and you lean over clean at the waist in the heat, and they're on these low blueberry bushes real close to the ground, so you're bent clean over raking these berries, filling buckets, and then you got to haul them half a mile back to the winnowing machine, and you get $4 a box, something ridiculous like that. But for kids, it's pretty good money, and as you get older, you end up doing 2 rakes at a time, and you buy the $200 blueberry rake that's like this wide, and you become really strong. But at the end of the day, all of us kids would be completely stained blue from the blueberries. All our clothes and our faces and our hands. You close your eyes and you still see blue. As soon as 2 or 3 o'clock came and it was just too hot and you've been out there too long, you'd race down to the lake and just jump in and try to get that blue off of your clothes. So this song is called Clothes Stained Blue. Clothes stained blue, if you rake berries, you you-be-two, down to the lake, 2x2. We raked all day and we're all stained blue in the fields of dawn, me and you. I close my eyes and I still see blue. Do you see that red bird through the kitchen window? He's something special, he's called a cardinal. He comes in the winter to the red leaf maple. Don't let go of some so special. Close stained blue, close stained blue. If you rake berries, you'd be two. Down to the lake, 2x2. We raked all day and we're all stained blue. Big yellow rider next to my papa. These 18 wheels can't go no faster. Sweet rotten smell of the ripe blueberries. I ride beside him, he thinks I'm special. Close stained blue, close stained blue. If you rake berries, you'd be two. Down to the lake, 2x2. We raked all day and we're all stained blue. Down to Helen's restaurant for a piece of pie. No one makes them better, Helen's homemade pies. They got cherry, strawberry, chocolate cream, and apple. But I want rhubarb because it's special. Close stained blue, close stained blue. If you rake berries, you'd be two. Down to the lake, 2x2. We raked all day and we're all stained blue. Going deep sea fishing, what we want's mackerel, little orange life jacket, and a box of tackle. My mom's fish chowder with saltine crackers, big pat of butter makes it taste better. Close stained blue, close stained blue. If you rake berries, you'd be two. Down to the lake, 2x2. We raked all day and we're all stained blue in the fields of dawn, me and you. Close my eyes and I still see blue. It's another river song, actually. A friend came over with his book called Upside Down River. And the Salinas River, which flows from the hills of Santa Margarita, flows north all the way up to Monterey. When the Spanish first came and settled California and they planted their missions, they traveled up all along the Salinas River. And to them it was this land that was fertile and rich, and they could plant whatever they wanted, and that's where the history of California, well, we know of it, really begins. It wasn't all that long ago, but my friend had challenged me to write a song. He wrote in the front of the book, "Find the music in me." So I read the history of the Salinas from that point. Ann Fisher wrote the book. She was a friend of John Steinbeck's, and that's actually an interesting story because probably if they were going to pick a river in California, it might have been the San Joaquin River, because that's the river, right? But the Salinas got picked because of Ann Fisher's relationship with Steinbeck and his notoriety as a writer and his love of the Salinas and the valley. So anyway, here's a song. Back before the fences and the little mustard seed, San Lucia laid her shadows down over hills of golden green. San Lucia, lay your shadows down, but do not look unto the east. There are strangers in your valleys now, and you won't like the change they bring. And they say, oh, what have we found? This this great river upside down. And oh, what can this mean? Land of promise, hope and dream. They will travel far to claim her. They will come by land and sea. She has all a man could want for. Her lands are rich, the dark they're deep. They will sing a song of harvest. They will ring their mission bells. Thank the good God for this river. He has given them to dwell. And they sing, oh, what have we found? This great river upside down. And oh, what can this mean? Land of promise, hope and dream. There's 1,000 empty acres filled with rolling hills and grass. Oh, I'd like to walk out on it, but the signs won't let you pass. And oh, the hills of California, why do they cost so much? And all this beauty that surrounds us, you can look but you can't touch. But they say, oh, what have we found? This great river upside down. Oh, what can this mean? Land of promise, hope and dream. San Lucia's lay your shadows down, but do not look into the east. There are strangers in your valleys now, and you won't like the change they bring. I was just up at the National Cowboy Poetry Gathering in Elko, Nevada in January. And I'd always wanted to go to this gathering, and one of the reasons I wanted to go was a man named Glenn Orland, an old from Arkansas. Glenn Orland, fantastic cowboy poet, 88 years old. He did this incredible show. He sat down with Ian Tyson, Ramblin' Jack Elliott, young and upcoming songster Andy Hedges, and then himself, and they all swapped songs, and it was pretty incredible. And then a week later, Glenn Orland passed away. It happened to be his very last show. He drove all the way out from Arkansas, and then drove back and died. So I went ahead and I learned one of the songs that he used to do all the time, Fair Lady of the Plains. It was also done by Woody Guthrie, called Ranger's Command. There was a fair lady who lived on the plains. She helped me herd cattle through the cold showers of rain. She helped me one season, all through the roundup. She would drink with me from the cold bitter cup. She loved the red liquor that serves a man's soul. She was a fair lady, as pure as the snow. I taught her as a cowboy and the ranger's command to shoot with her pistols, either one of her hands, to shoot with her pistols and never to run. As long there's a bullet, either one of her guns. You know, the lyrics just completely flew out of my head. And you were so kind to think the song was over, but it's just not over at all. I don't know what's happening to me. That's happening so much lately. I'll tell you what happened. They go to sleep one night in some lone canyon, and the Indians fell on us in the dead hour of night. We rose from our blankets, the battle to fight. We rose from our blankets, our guns in our hand. Come, all you brave cowboys, we'll fight for our land. Through thunder and lightning and the downpour of rain, therein come a bullet and dashed out her brains. There was a fair lady who lived on the plains. She helped me herd cattle through the cold showers of rain. Thank you. That's our...
You just heard Amber Cross, accompanied by her husband, James Moore, on mandolin, guitar, and harmony vocals. We featured Amber and James at the Shell Cafe in Pismo Beach, California on March 26, 2015. The Songwriters at Play radio show is produced and voiced by Cliff Stepp, with live sound, script, and talent booking by Steve Key. Check out our calendar at songwritersatplay.com for details on upcoming shows. Our theme song is by Matthew White of Ballistic Cats. Thanks to Pepper Daniels and everybody at the Crush 92.5, the perfect blend. Tell everyone you know on Facebook and elsewhere to listen to Songwriters at Play every Tuesday at 5 p.m. and Thursdays at 9 a.m. on The Crush. Listen to past shows at songwritersatplay.com or on iTunes or with the TuneIn app and on YouTube. This is show number 180.
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Brian Hanratty. I'm a dentist over in Pismo Beach, California, one of the finest places on the planet. And I'm just absolutely stoked. The lifestyle and the friendliness of the people is just unsurpassed. I love surfing. I surf pretty much every day. It's been one of the highlights of my life. Keeps my back strong enough to be able to do the dentistry. I got into dentistry as a pilot. Years ago, I started flying with a group called Flying Samaritans. These people basically changed my life. The dentists that went down with us were some of the finest humanitarians I've ever experienced, and I wanted to be like that. So at age 39, I started my medical prerequisites, and I started dental school at age 41 with 5 children.
Hey, I'm your dentist. You have a friend in me. I'm here to help you.
That's Dr. Brian Hanratty, the singing dentist, at 509 Five Cities Drive in Pismo Beach, where dental care is fun and friendly.